I'm not awake. I'm not awake, but we're gonna go hike some hills.
All right, today we're gonna talk about injury prevention and how I've spent 17 years in the military without any major injuries, surgeries, or major health concerns. I just want to preface this video with two things. One, I'm not a medical professional. I'm not a trainer. Take all of this with a grain of salt. This is just, in my experience, what has worked to help reduce or prevent injury in my life and in my training plans, but it's not, all these things aren't going to work for everyone all the time. So definitely not medical advice. Number two, I am not in a combat arms job. I never have been. I've supported infantry units before. I've done training with them. I've done combat patrols with them, but I've never been in one of those jobs permanently. The number one thing that you can do to help prevent injury is rest. And I'm not just talking about sleep, I'm talking about taking time in between intense bouts of training to allow your body to heal and adapt and recover. I think this is lost on a lot of people because they get that drive and they get that motivation and they just want to push, and they think that it's weak to take days off. But you're gonna find that if you push enough, your body's gonna break and you're gonna burn out. So definitely important to intersperse periods of rest, whether you're doing active recovery, you're doing things like light yoga or stretching or mobility training, maybe some really slow swimming in between your bouts of high intensity interval training or heavy weightlifting or ruck runs, that kind of stuff. Very important that you allow your body to rest. It cannot just be taking damage without you allowing it to rest and recuperate. Nutrition is a big part of that. Hydration is a big part of that. I'm not going to touch on those in this video because that's a very nuanced subject, but get a lot of protein, get a lot of water and electrolytes, and get rest. That's going to help prevent injury in the future for you. All right, lesson number two for injury prevention is mobility training. I harp on this with my family, my friends, everyone who watches my videos. Everyone, no matter who you are, what age you are, what your limitations are, should be doing mobility training every day. Just hands down. It's only going to benefit you in the long run. It's only going to make you more independent, more agile, more balanced, and it's going to help you live longer with less pain and less debilitation. So the difference between mobility and flexibility. Flexibility is a passive range of motion where you're pushing against something or you're pushing your body parts to stretch to a certain degree. Mobility is moving them actively through that. So I can stretch my arm way back here if I'm holding on to something like a pole or a door frame. But how far can I move it with my muscles, with my own conscious thought? That's mobility. And being able to, and having improved mobility is going to allow your body to exist in more planes of motion and in more extreme ranges of motion with control, which is going to help prevent injury. So let's say I fall down or I stumble and my ankle rolls. I roll my ankle, boom, like that. All right, well, if I am doing stretching and mobility training every day and I'm strengthening all the tendons and ligaments around my ankle, I'm making sure that my ankle knows, okay, my body knows that my ankle can go in all those different directions. I roll my ankle now. My body doesn't freak out. It doesn't spasm. It doesn't try to overreact to correct the rolled ankle. I prevent injury. Also, if all the tendons and ligaments are flexible in my ankle and they're strong and they're thick and they're dense, it's going to reduce my likelihood of any kind of tears or injury, inflammation happening at the site. So mobility training, utterly, vitally important. Everyone should be doing mobility training. Do it right now. Oh, this hill's way longer than I thought it was. Oh my God, it would have been so funny if I had rolled my ankle right after that last clip and had like the bone sticking out. Oh my God, it would have hurt so bad. but it would have been so funny. All right, I'm about to walk into some base housing, so I'm gonna stop here, finish recording, and then run through the base housing. The last important thing when considering an injury prevention protocol is what you're training. So the intensity and duration and frequency of your training. Are you doing 3 ruck runs in a row, back to back, and then doing a leg day? Probably a bad idea. Remember, we have to incorporate the rest into our training plan, especially, and that doesn't necessarily mean you don't work out that day. But if I crush my legs one day, maybe I give them a rest by doing an upper body workout or a low impact like walk the next day. So resting can be active, but listen to your body. If it's screaming at you, if you are sore beyond belief, give it a little bit more time. Drink lots of water, eat lots of good protein, give it time to heal and recuperate. Focus on your sleep, because sleep is what recharges our batteries, right? But consider your training plan. I know that a lot of people in the military don't have control over what they do, how long they do it, how many days a week they do it. I get that. As you get more senior, or even if you're out of the military and you get to control, all right, I'm going for a ruck today. All right, I'm going for a run today. I'm gonna go lift weights today. Consider how your training plan is giving your different muscle groups time to rest and recuperate. Don't just hammer legs 4 days in a row and then wonder why you can't walk for a week and a half. All right, it's really important. So the type of training you do, the frequency of the training you do, and how close your training days are together with like muscle groups is going to dramatically affect how much you get injured, how much small impacts you're putting on, like your shins, your ankles, your hips. So consider that when you're designing your training plan. As an example, I do my higher impact, higher intensity exercises on Friday. So for instance, right now, today I'm doing a walk, run, walk with a ruck. That's high impact. That's hard on my joints. That's hard on my leg muscles and hard on my back. But I do it on Fridays. Do it on Fridays so that I have Saturday, Sunday, where I don't really exercise other than playing with my kids, to rest and recuperate before I do any kind of exercises on Monday. And if Monday comes around and I'm not feeling it, like I still feel some inflammation, I still feel some severe soreness, I'll take it easy. I'll do something upper body on Monday and move on to legs the following training day. So just something to consider. Definitely consider the way that you were training and the time in between muscle groups. I know this was a short video. I'm trying to do more long form content. I'm trying to do at least one long form video a week. Usually when I'm throwing on a ruck or going for a run or something, I'll try to bring my camera and just talk about things, tell stories, talk about my experiences. But if I notice that it's a detriment to my workouts, that's when it's time to turn the camera off and finish strong. But definitely expect to see some more long form content in the near future, because I do like doing the long form videos. So I'm gonna start making them a focus and making them more consistent. Again, trying once a week. So stay tuned. I'm so sorry I kicked you in the face. And just remember, you're a bunch of goop in a skin bag responding to stimuli. That's the human experience. So give yourself time to recover. Give that skin bag time to like heal, and give yourself some slack.